I got a new thingy. I love it. But I don't know how to hang it up. Come on. Good morning. Welcome to Osprey Bay, the best place in the world. At least for me. It's a tiny campground inside Cape Ranch National Park on the Ningaloo Reef, and it's a place where winter feels like summer. Most days I can wear a bikini, swim in the ocean, and totally forget it's July. One of the things I love most about Australia is that I can have summer all year around if I choose so, and I don't even have to leave the country. To think that only last winter I was getting up for work at... I don't know what to do. I thought it would be cute, but... To think that only last year I was getting up for work in the morning when it was 5 degrees Celsius. Never again. Ningaloo is a very special place to me because this time of the year whales are everywhere. Sure, you can see whales in places like Kaikoura, New Zealand, or Albany in Western Australia, but here it's different. Here I can sit on my paddleboard in warm, crystal clear water, listening to whales blowing in the distance, hoping one will suddenly appear right beside me. I definitely wouldn't be sitting on a paddleboard in Kaikoura in the middle of winter. I'm not tough enough for that. I have noticed something about myself lately, and that's that the ocean is the only place where I can happily sit for hours without my phone, without music, without feeling like I need to be doing something. Just me, the ocean, and whales. If you position yourself in the middle of a whale highway, there's actually a pretty good chance that one will swim right past you. I live for moments like these. Oh my god! Here at Osprey Bay, there's a little channel where, on a good day, you can cross the reef without getting smashed by waves. On a good day. The other day, I was paddling back and the channel had basically disappeared. Everywhere I looked, there were breaking waves. I was so scared, I was shaking. I'm scared. So in the end I started counting the waves, and I figured that after the big waves I have at least 30 seconds to go, and then I decided it's now or never, and I bowled it out, and thankfully I made it safely back to camp. But that was the moment when I realized I do need a motor again. Back in New Zealand, I had a little electric motor for my paddleboard, and I absolutely loved it. The dolphins seemed to love it too. They would swim alongside me like we were just going for a casual afternoon stroll together. The only thing I didn't really like was the design. The battery sat awkwardly on top of the board. It made the board heavy, and the propeller was made of plastic. It felt fragile, and I was always worried I will break it. And I actually broke the fin box insert a couple of times. Luckily, it was replaceable, but not exactly cheap. Now my friend here has something much more interesting. It's actually an underwater scooter designed for swimming and freediving, but you can also attach it to a paddleboard. It's built from metal, feels much more solid, and honestly looks like a huge upgrade. So naturally, now I want one. The only problem is getting it here because the battery is over 100 watt hours, so it's classified as dangerous goods, and the seller is actually struggling big time to find a shipper that would ship it. I don't understand. Apparently it takes like 3 weeks for them to open an account with toll. I don't know, I am starting to worry that it won't get here in time, and I just missed out. Like, what's the point of getting it on last few days here? I need it now. I have seen some comments under products like these where people are kind of hating on them. They are like, what's the point then? The paddling is the most fun. You might as well stay at home if you are so lazy. Like, tell me you have never been far from shore without telling me you have never been far from shore. Who has ever been kilometers offshore only to have the wind suddenly pick up knows that something like this isn't about being lazy. It's about having a backup. Distances on the ocean are incredibly deceptive. Sometimes it feels like you are paddling as hard as you can, but the shoreline just doesn't seem to get any closer. And having a little bit of extra power, if something goes wrong, could literally be life-saving. Speaking of things that make a difference, I'm ridiculously happy with this drone. This footage was filmed legally from more than 60 meters above the whales, and I'm not even using the longest lens. This is only the 70mm telelens. I could barely fit the entire whale into the frame. This footage, on the other hand, was filmed with the 168mm telelens. That's actually the reason I bought this drone in the first place, and it turns out it's almost too much for whales, but it's incredible for dolphins and apparently turtles too. Now all I need is some dugongs, a whale shark and some orcas. That would make me really happy. Looking at all these whales, somebody could wonder, why am I bothering going to Tonga to swim with them when I could have done it here? And that's totally true. For all that money that I'm paying to go to Tonga for 4 days on boat, I could make at least 13 boat trips from here. That's kind of mind-blowing when I say it. I could have been out there every other day. But there is a difference. The whales here are traveling, they are on a mission, they are migrating from A to B. You can see the incredible speed at which they are going. Sometimes they breach, slap their tails and put on an amazing show, but they are generally not interested in hanging around. So although amazing encounters absolutely happen here, I think you have to be very lucky to get a really calm, curious interaction. In Tonga, on the other hand, the whales have slowed down, they are relaxed, they are curious. They have time to investigate these strange little humans floating in the water who want nothing more than to share a few quiet moments with them. And that's why I am traveling to Tonga instead of having 13 trips in here. And I hope it's gonna be worth every cent. I'm getting ready to go to town because today is my turn to go and get supplies. So I have a friend's gas bottle to fill, I have a few shoppings to do, and surprisingly enough nobody wants water, so I'm getting water just for myself. I will do the dump station and some other stuff as well. But what I wanted to say, this is what I always imagined ideal van life would be. Just to have a small community with people and you spend time together, you share these chores sometimes, you eat each other's food sometimes. I love it. I really enjoy my stay in Ningaloo. I don't know why I put the seatbelt on, because I bet with you the car is not going to start. Absolutely nothing. The car is going to love the trip because finally the battery will charge properly. Where's my starter? It's empty. This thing is worth every cent. Okay, now I can put the seatbelt on. I'm getting ready for my date with the girls. We said we will dress up in colorful clothes and go dancing on the beach before sunset. This is the life. Incredible place, summer vibes, and awesome company. What more could I have asked for? I love my life here. I don't wanna leave, ever. My paddleboard identifies as a kayak. I got a new mask so that I can practice some free diving. Hell yeah! Woohoo! I just lied down to edit this video and I just realized I forgot to tell you. So this site I'm on is for free vehicles, up to 6 or 8 people, I'm not sure, and I'm on it by myself, and I feel pretty guilty because there's so many people who couldn't get a site and who couldn't stay. And so I was going to offer to share with someone. Of course, everybody has to pay $15 per person, but I mean, I don't mind sharing. So if anybody wants to stay, let me know. Maybe a single person or a couple. I don't know about children. Sorry. But yeah, I put that offer on a Facebook page called Ningaloo Hustle. And that's how I met my friend, through there. But then it got deleted. Like, that admin of that group or page must be an idiot. Like, I'm sorry, but that dude is surely on a power trip. Like, I don't understand why he would delete that. I was trying to do a good thing, and he didn't like it. You know, people keep complaining that people freedom camp around, but when you offer somebody a legal spot to park, you get deleted. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye bye!